Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm getting ready to take my grand fur baby for a walk. We just got done at the vet where they checked her following a minor surgery to remove a mass by her ear. So you'll see her in frame wearing her cone of shame in just a little bit. Today I want to talk honestly about something many of us are dealing with right now, and that's inflation. Everyone is feeling it. Whether it's groceries, gas, or utilities, the numbers have gone up for almost everyone. And when your only income is Social Security, every increase really matters. Now, I'll be honest with you. I have not been a good girl with my zero-based budget and cash stuffing like I should be. I have to get back to that. But in not being vigilant, I felt the pinch, but I could kind of only guess where it was coming from. So I thought it might be helpful to compare my 2025 monthly expenses to my 2026 monthly expenses to see what has changed and to share how I have to adjust my spending to make it work. Now, this video isn't about complaining about the politics and the causes behind our current inflation. It's about being realistic, staying flexible, and hopefully we can learn from each other ways to manage. So let's get into the numbers. And wait until I tell you which monthly expenses increased the most. I shouldn't have been surprised, but maybe you will be. First, let's look at my income. In 2025, my monthly Social Security income was $1,736 per month. And again, that is my sole source of income. In 2026, my monthly Social Security income is $1,784 per month. We all know that cost of living increases rarely, if ever, keep up with rising prices. I checked, and right now the projected cost of living increase for 2027 is ranging between 3.9% to 4.2%. In 2026, our increase was only 2.6%. So this projected raise, it's a reflection of the current economy, right? Okay, now let's look at housing costs. Since I am living in subsidized, low-income senior housing, I think of my rent as being sort of inflation-proof. It's always only going to be about 30% of my income. Sometimes it's less. As you'll see, mine is less than a straight 30% of my income. They adjust it based on the area that you live in and whether or not you've had any medical expenses the previous year, etc. So my rent in 2025 was $511 a month, and my 2026 rent is $520 a month. Groceries. In 2025, I budgeted $130 per month for groceries, which I combined with my $23 per month SNAP benefits for a total of $150. My current grocery budget has been around $250, not including my SNAP benefits, which remain the same at $23 a month. Now, logic would tell you that since I'm on a GLP-1 and eating far less than I used to, my grocery budget should not have gone up so much, right? Well, here's the reason. For many people, being on a GLP-1 not only changes what you eat, but also what you like to eat. Since you're eating fewer calories, you have to prioritize protein. But the biggest problem for me has been how my tastes changed. Not just when I first started the medication, but also as things have progressed. Even from day to day, what I enjoy eating on Monday may make me feel nauseous on Wednesday. So doing food prep to save money like I used to became just a bunch of food waste. It has taken me months to find meals that I am able to eat consistently without wanting to throw the food in the trash. I also still will make a meal that I know I will enjoy and make a smaller portion than what I used to eat, but find out that even that smaller portion is too much for me. I will be doing a what I eat in a day video, and you'll see how that works out. So, more food waste. I hate wasting food, but it's been a long learning curve trying to keep from throwing food away and therefore putting money into the trash, basically. Okay, utilities. For me, I don't have to consider how inflation has affected utilities because I don't pay for gas, electric, or water. I do have Wi-Fi and my cell phone, so let's see how those have changed. In 2025, my Wi-Fi was $14.95 per month, and it remains the same. My cell phone was $46.67 per month in 2025, and in 2026 it has gone up to $47.26. Not much of an increase. Let me know in the comments if your utilities have gone up. Now let's talk about transportation. Again, for me, the changes have been minor. I drive a 2012 Honda Civic and get good gas mileage. I moved closer to my son and grandchildren last year, so that helped with gas. So in 2025, my gas budget was $20 a month, and my insurance, which includes renter's insurance, was $87.17 per month. In 2026, those figures are $30 a month and $82.20 respectively. I really haven't made any changes to reduce my gas expense since it is so low. I've always tried to combine errands, and I will continue to do that. Now right here I'm going to pause talking to you for a little while because we're coming up on not one, but 4 little families of geese. I think it's interesting that the families hang out together on the same side of the water, but all the little goslings stay with their parents. They don't intermingle. They don't go to the playground and play together. So let's just watch them for a little while. Now we get into health and medical, and this is where I've seen the largest change. This wasn't due to inflation, but rather due to me starting on a GLP-1. Medicare does not pay for the medication when it is taken for weight loss, although that is changing soon. So I have to pay out of pocket through a telehealth company for compounded medication. So my 2025 medical costs were approximately $10 a month for occasional copays. Now it's $170 a month. I will do a video about my decision to take a GLP-1, especially considering the impact it has on me financially with my low income. But bottom line is that for me, inflation wasn't the cause of this increased expense, but rather a personal decision. And as I said, that expense is due to come down soon. I'll be doing a video on the changes at Medicare regarding medication for weight loss. So, as you can see, the areas in which I think inflation has hit most people has had really little effect on me. Perhaps it has a little with groceries, but honestly, it's hard for me to determine that considering the way I've had to adjust my eating and how I deal with grocery shopping and food prep. Maybe I'll get a better idea of that as I go forward and am more conscious about how I'm eating and making sure that I'm not having a lot of food waste. Part of the way I'm dealing with this already is I've started eating out less. For a while, I was doing that because I could buy one small meal, and if I didn't like it, my reasoning was, well, I didn't waste money on ingredients for multiple meals. But that was really stupid thinking, because one meal out was more expensive than even throwing out all the ingredients for multiple meals. I found some convenience foods that work well for me. They are items where single servings are individually wrapped, and I can have them last forever in the freezer. For example, there's a Thai chili salmon from Sam's Club that I always enjoy, and each fillet is individually packaged. In that case, a convenience food works well in my budget. I also use a lot of frozen vegetables and only cook what I need for one meal. Whether you find that your budget has become tighter due to inflation, or like me, you've made some changes in your life that resulted in additional expenses, there are ways to try and mitigate the pain. Now, I obviously couldn't do what I do without my low-income housing. That is the nexus for me, and I'm very grateful for it. Not having any debt is also another big help. Where I can improve is to get back to my zero-based budget and cash envelope stuffing so that I'm prepared for all the things that come up. And I have to be more intentional with how I handle my grocery budget. The truth is, inflation affects everyone, but it hits hardest when you live on a fixed income. While inflation hasn't been the biggest money drain for me, I am hearing from family and friends about how they are feeling the pinch. Everyone is needing to make changes. I guess whatever your money drain is, it's important to stay aware, stay grateful, and stay realistic. If you're also living on Social Security, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What expenses have gone up for you the most, and what changes have helped? I think it really helps when we share ideas with each other because a lot of seniors are trying to figure this out, and doing it together eases the pain just a little bit. So if this video helped you feel a little less alone in dealing with inflation and a tight budget, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.